Chapter 4.
That's it. I won't work for that son of a bitch no more.
Morad glared at the group.
The kid's got balls, that's for sure.
Thor thought. Eldrick put up his hand.
Calm down, Morad. You know how paladins work.
Morad flared his eyes at the comment.
I don't care who you are or what your code of honor is. You don't announce to a group of heavily armed thugs that you plan on attacking. Damn it. Almost got Ayana killed.
He pointed towards Ayana. She sat rather quietly, not liking the discussion, focusing in on her. Thor grunted his agreement.
Plus the fact, for a paladin, he's an incompetent fool.
On that note, Sir Walter entered the room, strutting like a peacock. Sharon leaned closer to Morad and whispered,
You should watch your comments, fool or not. You do not want to be kicked out. That would make it hard for you to join another team. No one wants to work with a person that has been thrown out.
Thor leaned back and sipped his grog. Normally, he worked hard at getting drunk, but tonight felt different. Something told him things were about to get interesting, and he wanted to keep his head, if only slightly clear.
Barkeep a round of drinks for my group. We are celebrating another successful campaign.
He barked. The barkeep gave him a look that suggested he was a pompous fool, but still began pouring the drinks. When he returned to the table, he set down 5 bags of gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your rewards for completing the task. I have deducted my orders 10% as usual and also deducted for any indiscretions.
From the way Morad glared at him, Thor was certain he was already torturing Sir Walter in his mind. When Morad reached for his share of the gold, he instantly regretted it.
What in the 9 hells? This can't be more than 30 coins in here, and I know the leader was worth 1,000 gold.
Sir Walter looked at Morad as if he should already know the answer.
That should be obvious to you why.
Thor could see Morad was exerting great effort from leaping over the table and strangling Sir Walter.
I would like to see that.
Thor thought as he hid a smirk in his tankard. Morad's voice was full of venom.
Please indulge my ignorance and explain what you mean by that.
Sir Walter smiled as if Morad were a small boy needing his hand held.
Well, of course. 1, you wanted to be dishonorable when attacking those thugs. 2,
he held up a finger for each item.
You tried to incite the others to be disloyal. 3, you disobeyed a direct order when I told you to help Sheridan and instead you went to help Yana.
He set his hand down and lifted the drink the serving wench had just brought. Turning his back to Morad, he signaled that the matter was closed. Thor, however, lingered over the last swallow of his tankard, settling in. The look on Morad's face told him the conversation was anything but finished.
Listen here, you arrogant windbag.
Sir Walter nearly choked on his drink.
No disrespect to Sharon, but she was doing fine. If I had done what you wanted, Ayana would be dead now.
We don't know that for sure.
Sir Walter tried sputtering out, not used to having anybody speak to him like that.
You can kiss my white hairless ass, as I no longer will work for a son of a pig farmer that can't blow his own nose without wanting someone to pat him on the back for doing so.
Sir Walter looked like he had been struck in the chest with a blunt weapon, but his face was turning bright red.
You, sir, have stepped over the line and defiled my honor, and I demand a challenge.
I was right to stay sober for this.
Thor watched as Morad grinned as he folded his arms in front of him.
I could give a dyer's rat ass about your honor.
Sir Walter was taken back by this and was speechless, as he had no idea what to do, since he refused to be challenged. Morad turned towards the rest of the group, gathered around the table.
I bear no ill will against the rest of you, but I am leaving and suggest you do the same.
Now see here, this is my group, and they will do as they're told. They understand what happens to those that leave a group.
Sir Walter smiled with a bit of a sneer.
I shall report you to the guild and ruin your name so no group will want you. You'll end up sitting behind a desk pushing papers and only reading about my great adventures.
If half of your group leaves, then you'll have nothing to report. Your reputation precedes you anyway.
Sir Walter looked to his group, unsure how to take the last comment.
Is it a wonder why we never win the high-paying jobs?
Morad went on without giving him a chance to reply.
Because you are a worthless leader who can't keep his big mouth shut about the jobs you have done.
Morad turned back towards the table.
I am leaving, and regardless of what he says, I hope you will join me.
Morad turned toward the door, ignoring both Sir Walter and anyone who might be following, and left the bar. Thor, not about to waste a free drink, chugged the one Sir Walter had bought. He watched as Sir Walter stared after Morad, disbelief written across his face.
The nerve of the scullery rat, I shall see he never works in the field again,
he said as he turned back to the table.
I don't think you will. I think he has something there, and I am rather tired of working for a horse's ass, so I think I will be parting ways here as well,
Thor said. Sir Walter's jaw dropped. Thor grinned merrily as he picked up his share of the reward. Sir Walter opened his mouth, but Thor leveled him with one of his special smiles, enough to make a dragon think twice. He glanced at Eldrick, who merely shook his head.
I didn't figure you would. Having your head so far up Sir Walter's ass. I am surprised you are able to breathe, and poor Sharon won't go anywhere without you.
Thor shrugged his shoulders.
Come on, Ayana, we are leaving.
He could plainly see she wanted out as well, but lacked the nerve to say so. She smiled at Thor, grabbed her share, and turned to leave without a glance at Sir Walter. Thor escorted Ayana out. All the while Sir Walter unleashed a torrent of obscenities that, if his order had heard, would have cost him his title.
I shan't miss him any at all. Now all I need to do is find Morad.
He did not have to look far, as he was sitting on the bench, out front, with a look like he had not a care in the world.
I figured you two might back me up, and I want to thank you both.
Ayana ran over to Morad and gave him a kiss on the cheek, then instantly turned red, but continued to smile.
To be honest, I was looking to leave anyway. I just did not want to get blackballed. He may be a fool. However, he has a lot of connections. That could have made it tough on me,
Thor said. Morad smiled.
To be perfectly honest, I was a bit worried until I caught sight of you two coming out the door.
What do we do now?
Ayana asked.
Well,
Morad said.
there is one of two choices. One,
Morad grimaced, sounding anything like Sir Walter.
let me rephrase that. First, we can simply try and be reassigned to a new group, or we can simply form our own group.
We need 6 members before they would even consider letting us do that.
Ayana pointed out.
Well, we have 4 to start. I think I can work around the other 2 for a short while.
Both Ayana and Thor looked at him.
Boy, can't you add your numbers? There are only 3 of us.
Morad chuckled.
You forget, we have Ryu.
I know he is your younger brother, but he is not part of the Adventuring Guild and not very likely to join, as he hates cities.
Ayana said. Morad stepped back with another smile.
I think I can get him posted to our group. And as far as wanting to join, he doesn't have a choice.
Morad said, with a mischievous smile.
I don't think we will be welcome here tonight. There is a fair inn just down the street. I think it's the Raven Inn.
Thor said. Both Morad and Ayana nodded their heads in agreement, and they started to make their way down the street.
Ayana,
She looked over to Morad.
I have something I've wanted to ask you for some time.
She nodded her head.
Are you an unregistered mage?
What the?
She froze in her tracks and looked like a trapped animal. She looked as if she was gone to flee any second. Morad stopped and looked at her.
I suspected as much, but you have nothing to fear. I have no plans on turning you in. I just needed to know.
She relaxed a little, but was still ready to run if she did not like what she heard next.
Must have been drinking too much grog. Never suspected that she could wield magic.
I would much rather have a mage that is not controlled by the Great Council, so your secret will be safe with us.
Morad looked to Thor, who nodded in agreement.
May the 4 sisters tear me apart if I were to try and betray you.
Thor added. Ayana took a moment to consider, then relaxed.
I guess I am a little relieved to finally share my secret. I've known for a very long time, but I am not very powerful as I don't get to practice a whole lot and I have no real access to spells.
She smiled sweetly.
I think we can help you out as we go.
Thor said. Morad nodded in agreement. Ayana's smile widened as she stuck her arm in Morad's, then Thor's, and they traveled the remaining distance in quiet reflection.
I hate doing paperwork. That's why I joined the Adventuring Guild.
Thor huffed. They had spent the better part of the day filling out incident reports and request forms.
I know the feeling, Thor, but I think this is the last of it.
Ayana said, as she gathered up all the forms and handed them to Morad, who took them up to the desk.
At least the room has been enchanted. Imagine if it were not, how hot it would be in here.
Morad said. They both grimaced at the thought, which made Morad chuckle. The clerk at the desk looked like he was bored with his life and was not happy to see the pile of paperwork coming his way.
Okay, I think we have everything you wanted filled out properly,
Morad said with a big smile.
We shall see,
Came the clerk's dry voice, sounding as if he doubted they would be. The clerk began to flip through the stack in quick succession, all the while going, This proceeded till he reached the bottom of the pile.
I see here you have put in a request to form a new group, but I only see 4 names here, and I don't think...
The clerk touched the stone tablet in front of him, then finger-scrawled through the information for a moment.
No, we don't have him listed as belonging to this guild.
Morad laid a small stack of gold coins on the counter.
I am sure he is listed.
The clerk looked at the money, then touched the stone again. As the stone glowed, he picked the coins up off the counter.
Seems his file is not found here. You know these stones do not get updated as often as we would like.
Morad nodded an understanding nod.
I do understand,
Morad said.
I will have to add the file manually. He should be listed in a week or so. Unfortunately, you still have a problem of not having enough personnel to meet the 6-member requirement.
Again, Morad laid gold on the counter.
Surely there are forms I can fill out that may give us time to find the remainder of our group.
This time the clerk looked with disdain at the money.
I would have to fill out a form 513-7, and that would take me the rest of the day to do. Plus the fact it would only give you a 2-week stay before you would have to provide the other names or be reassigned to another group.
Morad sighed as he laid down the rest of the coin on the desk he had brought with him.
You seem like a nice fellow. Is there nothing you can do?
The clerk smiled this time.
Well, paperwork gets misplaced all the time, but I can't guarantee anything past 2 months.
Morad smiled and nodded his head in agreement. Morad thanked the clerk and gathered up his new team members.
I remember when bribes weren't so costly.
Thor said,
I know that took half of my savings, but as long as the paperwork stays lost for a while, I think we can find who we need.
Morad said. Thor nodded in agreement. Then looking at Ayana,
What are you grinning about, lass?
she looked as she had been caught with her hand in the cookie jar.
Well, I was just trying to picture what Ryu's expression will be when he finds out he now belongs to the guild now.
Thor gave a snort.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. Why don't we go find him and let him know the good news?
Morad said, with a devilish smile on his face.
Damn it, he is going to keep things this interesting. May have to cut back on my drinking. Well, maybe only a little.
Thank you for listening to Chapter 4. If you like the story so far, like and subscribe to the channel. It helps to keep me working on this project. As I am a solo creator for the project, I am only able to put 1 chapter a month out, so thank you for being supportive. See you all in the next chapter.